You are watching Beauty in the D live streaming on Facebook and YouTube and other top social media platforms where we discuss power, wealth, and style, hosted by yours truly, Stephanie Coney. So please like, follow, share, comment, subscribe, and thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. So, we have a very special guest in the studio today. But before I do her introduction, I want to give a very special thanks to the sponsors of the show. I want to give a special thanks to Giovanni McCaw, better known as G, the short hair slayer. She is located in the Mark Roberts Hair Salon in Southfield, Michigan, located on 12 Mile and Northwestern Highway. No appointment necessary. We also would like to give a shout out to Mina Martinez. She handles all of my social media marketing. She can be reached on Facebook and Instagram at Social Media with Mina. And last but not least, we want to give a shout out to the London consulting firm who powers and sponsors the show. So, thank you again for tuning in. Let's get right to it. Today, my guest is Miss Leonis Quinn, and she is the founder and executive director of Breathe Anthony J. Chapman Asthma Foundation. Oh, I'm sorry. It looks like we have a call already. Can we get that caller in? Hello? Okay. All right. Sorry about that, everyone. Let me start from the top. Leonis Quinn, she is the founder and executive director of Breathe Anthony J. Chapman Asthma Foundation. Since the untimely death of her oldest son, Anthony, affectionately known as Tony, a few years ago from a fatal asthma attack, her mission has been to educate, advocate, and increase awareness about the seriousness and the effects of asthma has on families and communities. Her goal is to help save lives because no one should die from asthma. Her passion runs deep for her commitment to serve others while honoring her superhero, Tony. Leonis has been very active in the community for over 15 years, serving on various organizations. She has served on the board of directors at Allergy and Asthma Network for the past 3 years. She is the host and administrator of Black People Like Me Facebook page, or also organized by the Allergy and Asthma Network. And Leonis has been invited to many platforms to share Tony's courageous and compelling story, including to members of Congress on Capitol Hill and several other prestigious entities. Tony's story has been published in several online magazines and newspapers, and Ms. Leonis is also a registered nurse for over 25 years, specializing in critical care. She earned her Bachelor of Science in Nursing from Eastern Michigan University and Master of Science in Nursing from the University of Phoenix. She is also a certified asthma educator. Good afternoon, and thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Stephanie, for having me. This is such an honor to be here today. And it's always so good to talk about Tony on any platform. If you talk to me long enough, you will know where my passions lie, and it absolutely with my son.
Yes.
He's the reason for where I am today, and if he were here, I probably wouldn't be doing this. You know, I know God has a purpose for me, and I do believe this is my purpose. This is my purpose. He's given me to do this. So even though some days get really hard
I'm sure.
To do, but I know why I'm doing it. I know why I'm doing it, to honor my son. And you know, like I said, he was just so courageous and never complained, and just a good old person with a huge heart for people. And that's what made this journey that I'm on now so much easier.
So you turned it sounds like your passion and your purpose was fueled from your pain. I cannot say that I understand what it's like to lose a child. I'm sure it's something that you absolutely will never get over.
Not ever.
You know, the grief. I'm just sad even saying that and thinking about it. You know, when you're a mother, you know, it's just hard to even envision something like that. But can you please show, because I just love it, show the camera your T-shirt that you have made in honor of Tony.
Yes.
It's gorgeous.
Thank you. Let's stand up. Can you see it from here?
I can. You got to look into the camera really good. Show the
This is
camera.
my shirt. I wear this shirt all the time. I have a few of them, not the same shirt. I have a few of these shirts that I wear when I go in, to speak about Tony. So people have a face to know what I'm talking about, who I'm talking about. It's easier for you to envision what I'm talking about and who this person was. So I wear the shirt. I wear the Converse shoes. I love Converse shoes. If you know me, I have about 20 pair.
Is it safe to say you love the color red?
I love the color, and that was Tony's favorite color.
Oh my goodness, that's my favorite color too.
Yes.
And we have so much in common with that. I love red.
Yes.
I love butterflies.
butterflies.
You have you're a butterfly lady too.
Yes, I am. Butterflies mean for me transition, and a transition from earth to heavenly labor for Tony. So it's all connected. Everything I do is a purpose and a reason. It's just not haphazard.
So you're just not doing stuff.
No.
It has a purpose. And that means a lot.
Yes.
You know? So,
Yes.
How old was Tony when he passed?
He was 23.
Okay.
23 years old, and he had severe uncontrolled asthma since the age of 2. First, I knew he had asthma. I have asthma.
Oh, so it's hereditary.
It's hereditary.
In your family. Okay.
My nieces have asthma. My youngest son my mother diagnosed with asthma. She was 72 years old.
At 72?
72 years old.
So has she had it and it just wasn't officially diagnosed?
I just believe that, Stephanie, that was the case.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, that's what they told her, 72 years old. And so my mom had asthma, so it's in our family. I knew when Tony started having symptoms, and I didn't have to oh God, what is this? I don't know what this is. I already knew what it was. Had the classic symptoms, the wheezing, the chest tightness. He had
Right, by you being a nurse.
Yeah. I recognized it so quickly. And emergency room visits, they finally said, okay, yeah, he does have asthma. And we had a great pulmonologist we were referred to. And Tony's story is unusual. I should say that's a good word for it. And he was diagnosed at 2 years old. We had a great pulmonologist, like I said. And George's Hospital, we were there a lot. Really, we were there so much. We had the same room 611, on the 6th floor, room 611. It was the room every single time that he was there.
Wow.
Every single time.
611.
611. 611. That was the room number. And
so, you said that it was unusual. I don't know much about asthma, but his case you said it's unusual, but is it commonly found in people? Is it like African American? Is it mostly found? Is it more common in African Americans or a certain age group?
These are all good questions because yes, yes, and yes.
Okay.
Usually, for the most part, asthma starts in childhood. It's a childhood disease, diagnosed in childhood. But it can happen at any age. Like I said, my mom was 72. You can become adult, over the age of 18. So many variables could happen with asthma. And but Tony was unusual because what happened to him at the end. At the end of his journey with asthma. That's the unusual part. He was in the same pulmonologist, like I said, for the first 7 years. She retired. She was just the best person. She would call, check on Tony. How's he doing? Needing medication? Even though he was sick a lot, she was there a lot.
Okay.
And as time went on, let's make a huge, long, 23-year story short, we were at the same pulmonologist clinic for all these years, Even as she retired, we stayed there. So when Tony turned 21, he was taking off his dad's health care insurance. I didn't know this. No one ever told me this was going to happen. But on a well visit, it was a well visit, we went there. Tony, same thing. Asthma testing, how you doing, give him treatments. It was the same drill. I got to the checkout desk, and she said, oh, by the way, this is Tony's last day here. Just like that. No warning, no 6 months ahead of time, give you time to,
get things in order?
Yes, nothing. Zero.
Wow. And
I actually I was taken aback because what are you even talking about?
Right.
That was my question. What are you saying?
Right.
This is all he knows.
This is all he knows.
This is who, everybody in this clinic know Tony. Everybody, every doctor, nurse, they all 20 years in this clinic.
Yeah.
How do you not know this kid? And I'm asking them, who's going to treat Tony? He has severe asthma. It never changed.
Hmm.
Severe asthma. Who's going to take? What do we do? Where do we go
So
from
when
here?
we say severe asthma, I just want to be educated.
Yes.
What? How is that different from regular asthma? Like,
It's just
does it mean that an attack can happen frequently or more frequently than?
yeah.
So he
Severe.
was almost like disabled. Is that
You are. Yes.
okay?
He was disabled, but it was never labeled like that.
Uh-huh.
Because he had a degree in computer science. He went to school and had several jobs, could never keep a job because he was always sick. And when this happened at the clinic,
Hmm.
I'm trying to figure out where do we go from
Absolutely.
here. And matter of factly, she said, you can just find a free clinic. Just like that.
Wow.
Like we didn't matter. And I'm asking her, probably begging her, don't do this when we go. I'll pay you.
Right.
I
I'll
will
pay you out of
pay
pocket. Where's your compassion?
Yes, I will pay you every month when we come here. I'll pay you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And oh no, you won't be able to afford it.
How did she know
You
what
won't be
you
able to
could
afford
afford?
that because you got to buy the medications. You won't be able to afford it. Just like
Wow.
that. So
I'm taken aback.
yes, I was too. I started to cry, but Tony was with me.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
I
you
had
had to be
have
strong.
composure. Yeah, I had to
Yeah.
have some composure. And I looked at him, and he was just cause Tony's just a quiet person. He would never get loud. He would never just a quiet storm. Just
Yeah.
that personality he had. So I tried to be really strong for this kid.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, just don't break.
Yeah.
So I get out. We leave there. I get outside. In my mind, I'm thinking, what are we gonna do? We're in the clinic at least every 2 weeks. We're in the clinic. We're there a lot.
This was his life.
That's his
So
life.
let me ask you this. I know that in the bio it says that he was your oldest son.
My oldest
How
son.
many other children?
One
do you
other
have?
son,
Okay, so two.
the youngest son. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Tony was the only one that had the severe asthma.
Severe asthma. My youngest son has asthma, but not,
it's not
as
severe.
severe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when exactly did Tony pass?
He passed in 2007.
Okay, in
2007.
2007. And then when did you create Breathe, Anthony J. Chapman Asthma Foundation?
That was created in 2019 in October. And actually, the story behind creating Breathe came from one of my coworkers. And I don't remember. I never knew her name. I still don't know her name.
Your coworker.
Had no idea. I work at inpatient. She worked outpatient.
Okay.
And she worked days. I work nights. Still work nights.
Mhm.
And it was at 7 o'clock at night, and she was still in the building. I said, "Well, hey, girl." That's what I always call her. Girl, what are you still doing here? And she said, "I'm just wandering around. I'm going to go home in a few minutes." So she came into my unit, and like I said, if you start talking to me for a few minutes, I'm going to talk about Tony.
Right.
I started talking about Tony, and I told her I want to do something to honor him,
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "Why don't you do a foundation?" Just like that. And I told her, I said, "I don't know anything about a foundation. I don't know how to run." She go, "Oh, you'll figure it out." And she left. I have not seen her to this day.
Wow, if that wasn't an
An
angel.
angel. Absolutely.
In disguise, because you knew that
Absolutely.
you wanted to do something, but you just didn't know
Did not
what
know
it was that you wanted to
Yeah.
do. Oh my goodness. And so the foundation has been in existence since
2019.
Oh my goodness. So
Yeah.
every 15 minutes we do have to do this. So I need to let our audience know that they are watching Beauty in the D, where we focus on power, wealth, and style, hosted by yours truly, Stephanie Coney. And we are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube and other top social media platforms. So please like, follow, share, and subscribe. And thank you for watching WJZZ, the coolest TV station in the world. Also, today, if you have any questions for Miss Leonis Quinn and her foundation, you can contact us right now, live at 313-355-6018. You can contact us right now, and I'm sure she's more than willing to answer any
Absolutely.
questions that you all may have.
Absolutely.
So, tell me, what is the difference between a foundation and a nonprofit?
That is a good question also. So we are a nonprofit.
Okay.
We are a
Okay.
nonprofit, and what we can do, we have fundraising because our foundation focuses on community of the underserved people in our community that have asthma.
Good.
And what we do, we raise funds. We raise monies for air purifiers and pillow and mattress covers and spacers and peak flow meters, and we give all these things away free.
Really?
Free.
So, how can someone sign up to get these things? And before you even say how they sign
Yeah.
up, please talk about the pillowcases and how, like,
Yeah.
because that when you and I met, we met at the Sheffield
Yes.
Center. And we just briefly talked, and you really captivated my heart. And I was like, I've got
Thank
it. Like,
you.
I remembered your name and everything. I was
Yeah.
like, I got to reach out to her.
you.
But that was one of the things that stood out when you mentioned about the pillowcases. And I wanted to ask them, but I'm going to ask now, what is the significance of having a certain type of pillowcase if you have asthma?
Yes, the pillowcases and the mattress covers are very important. Dust mites. Dust mites in your sheets, in your mattresses and your pillows are a big trigger for asthma. And so if you get the coverings, you have to get the ones that zip up, that zip your mattress the whole mattress in the covering, eliminates that dust mite allergen.
Because
And-
that would trigger it.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
these are special pillowcases and mattress covers. Where can people get them, and do they specifically say like this is asthma, related? I mean, like, does it have a designation on there so that somebody can know that this is not just a regular pillowcase or mattress cover?
Yeah, that's a good question. So the ones I give away, it does say that. It would say allergen free, or
Okay,
it would say
allergen-free.
allergy against dust mites,
Okay.
or bed bugs. It says that on there too, and I get those for that specific purpose. And the purpose of zipping it up, that's the big deal. You can get pillow mattress covers that don't zip up, and what's the difference? They can crawl in it. Dust mites are so tiny you cannot see them with the naked. Well, you can probably, but they can crawl in and out. But if you get
Dust
zip
mites.
up, dust mites, and yes, dust mites.
And
dust
that's a
mites.
trigger. Wow.
Yes.
Like, I'm really being educated.
It's a trigger.
So if there's someone listening right now or
Yeah.
watching, how can they contact you and get like this free stuff?
My phone number, I can give you the phone number. They can call me. My phone number to the foundation is 1-248-635-0718. My phone number is 313-399-0982. They can call me. They can go to our website. Our website has a lot of stuff on there.
Give the website.
Yes, the website is BREATHE, the AJCfoundation.org. You can go on there and see what we've been doing. I've had lots of interviews. Our last year gala videos are on there.
Okay.
Everybody's stories on there. The board of directors, each person bios on there. So you get all the information that you would need, and you can contact us from that website. It's a contact page on there
Okay.
too
We can go.
that you can fill out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are pretty busy, Leon.
Yeah, I am.
So again, how can people say, do they need to qualify? Like, what are the requirements for someone to receive these free items? Or
Usually we
donations?
try to do the underserved. And a lot of times it's kind of hard to distinguish
Absolutely.
underserved. How do you do that? So I have not.
Because I work every day and I feel like I'm underserved.
I work every day. The same way.
You know.
I feel the same way. So it's,
how do you
I don't do
differentiate?
it. I don't.
Okay.
It's not like, let me see your pay stub. It's nothing like that.
Right.
Girl, you got a job. It's nothing like that.
Yeah.
So if you're in need, and all of us are in need, all right, I was in need. So usually I do health fairs. I do health fairs all through the summer. I just did the health fair, like I just met you.
Yeah.
And there's another one I should be at, the 313 health fair. I'm not sure. Well, that's March the 9th, I think. March the 13th.
Okay, 313 day.
Yes.
Okay.
313 day, yep. So I do health
Where would that be?
That's
To be determined?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I don't have the flyer in front of me.
Okay.
Either. But I do health fairs, and usually when I do the health fairs, they go over very, very well. I usually
sure.
give away a lot of stuff at the health fairs, and by
Okay.
the time the health fair is over, I'm completely out of what I brought with me.
Okay.
You know, I met so many families. I met other moms who've lost children.
Um,
To babies, 3-year-olds, 13-year-olds, 18-year-olds. These moms have lost children to asthma, and I can speak to the cause. I know the pain that they're in.
mhm.
So I met people like that, or I met people. One mother had 4 children with asthma, and
Four.
4. All her kids had asthma. And a nebulizer is a machine where they take their breathing treatments.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's just one machine.
Mhm.
She had one for all 4 of her
All for all
kids.
four.
I was broken, heartbroken. I asked her, I said, what do you do if 2 or 3 kids have it at the same time? It's
Mhm.
bound to happen.
Mhm.
She said, I just try to figure out which one is sick the sickest.
Oh my goodness.
How do you
Decisions.
figure that out?
And you're a registered nurse,
Yeah.
right? You
Yeah.
can't determine,
You can't.
right?
How do you figure that out?
So, and I always thought, that some people as children could grow out of asthma.
You're hitting all the good questions, Stephanie.
Is that not
No.
true? You
You-
don't
no.
grow out of asthma?
No. People tell me that. I'm like, and I always I go sad to say, you never outgrow it. You may not have symptoms for a long time,
Mhm.
like years and years and years. But if you meet a trigger that you never knew you had,
Mhm.
or a trigger that popped up, you go, oh, I'm allergic to that. It could trigger your asthma, and just like that, just
You
like
can have an
that,
attack.
and have an attack.
So, what
Like
exactly
that.
causes asthma?
Wow.
Do we know?
Asthma is causing a lot of it's environmental.
So it could be dust.
It
But
could
say
be dust.
I don't have asthma, right? At least
Mhm.
that I know of.
Yeah.
And let's say I'm in the room with someone who does, and we're around the same dust mites, okay? And it doesn't affect me because I don't have the
Yes.
asthma, but it could affect the person
Yes.
who does,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So what would be different? I wonder. I don't know if you know the answer to the question or not. What could be different with our systems or bodies that could make me
That's
not
a good question.
be, affected
Affected
by
by
it, but
asthma.
you are,
Yeah.
you know.
It's genetics. It's the
Okay.
genes.
Mhm.
And I know in research they're researching that to see
Mhm.
exactly why some people have asthma, some don't. But it is environmental.
Okay.
Environmental.
Bottom
For
line.
myself, I was the only person in my family that had
Mhm.
asthma. We went researched back. We went back to my grandparents on both sides. No one had ever had asthma besides myself. Besides
Okay.
myself.
Mhm.
But I do believe my mother's side of the family, since my mother had it, got it, well, diagnosed at 72 years old, it might have been in her family, her gene.
Okay.
But if one parent has asthma, you're more than likely have a kid with asthma.
Gotcha.
You
Okay.
know,
Okay.
and Detroit, in 2022, Detroit was labeled the worst state to live in if you had asthma.
The worst
All
what?
the cities, the worst. The worst.
Really?
Number 1, the worst city to live in if you had asthma.
Wow. I
Last
didn't know
year, we were
that.
number 5 last year.
Number 5
Number
last
5.
year. Okay.
Number 5.
So let's go back to your foundation. 'Cause,
Yes.
again, you sound super busy. Do you all have any employees there or just volunteers?
It's volunteers. It's our board members.
Mhm.
I do have volunteers when we're doing our health fairs. Some of my friends come out to help out.
Yeah, 'cause you
when-
had people there
Mhm.
at the Sheffield.
Yes, yeah, they come out and help. Most of my friends knew Tony.
Of course.
All of my friends knew Tony. Matter of
Mhm.
fact, some of the ones I've met like after school, after that.
Okay.
But they come out, they help, they put their time in. What can I do to help you? At the galas, people come out, they're volunteers,
Mhm.
and some of my people from church I've known a long
Okay.
time ago. Church members come. My sister is my biggest fan. My sister is. And my
Aw.
son. My son is what do I do without these 2 people?
Right. But see, they share the same passion and
Mhm.
connection
Yes.
as you. Do you ever have a shortage of volunteers?
No, actually, I don't know.
That's a blessing.
No, it's a blessing.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
a blessing.
Because it sounds like you guys do a lot of events. How
Mhm.
often do you have your galas, and where are they?
The gala this year, thank you for asking. The gala this year is July the 20th.
July 20th.
July 20th is at the Pellister Park. It's
Okay.
in Dearborn.
Okay.
The theme is sequin suits and sneakers.
Say that again.
Sequin suits and sneakers. That's
Love
our.
it.
Lori Pinson, Channel 2 News, will be our MC. She was been our MC for the last 3 years.
Okay.
She is amazing. She's amazing. And University of Michigan, Dr. Lagogo.
Okay.
She's our keynote speaker.
Mm-hmm.
I reached out to several local celebrities. Hopefully someone will come in
And bless you with some entertainment.
yeah.
So how can we
Yes.
purchase tickets and be in attendance to the
Yes.
gala?
The tickets are $60.
Okay,
And
that's not bad at
it's
all.
not bad at all. We will have tickets available on Eventbrite probably in April or May
Mm-hmm.
because the gala's in July.
Okay,
And so I will send you the information.
please do.
Yeah, send you information.
And so the
how to
website
purchase
lists all of
tickets.
these activities. Like if
Yes.
there's someone that wants to get involved, who has, God forbid, maybe lost a child
Yes.
or a loved one, period, to asthma, and they just may want to feel connected with serving or
Yeah.
giving back or being a part of it. Does your website list all of the events, like past
Yes.
and future events that they can become a part of?
Everything is on the website.
Okay.
How you can volunteer is on there. It is a page on there for
Just for
volunteering.
volunteers.
Yep.
Okay.
How you can reach us, the phone numbers which I gave out. You
Mhm.
can call me. You can reach me at any time.
Mhm.
Even though I work, I love being a nurse. I love it, but this is a passion. So
this is a
it's
passion that supersedes all of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's almost as if you still get to, you get to celebrate and
Mhm.
memorialize
Yeah.
Tony, but you also, it's like you're breathing life into something from him. Oh, did that not just go together?
Yes.
The asthma and the breath of.
That's
This
perfect.
is- oh my goodness.
You should write that down.
Yes, I should. So you're breathing life still from Tony into this, and hopefully saving other
Other
lives
lives, yeah.
along the way. Now, let's talk real quick about how did you get up to Congress?
That I've been to
Miss
this
Black
is-
Lady from Detroit.
Yes, right. So I've been to this. This will be my 4th year going. It's May the 6th.
Oh, this is-
I'm going again.
Okay.
And I am on board director for the Allergy Asthma Network,
Mm-hmm.
and I got invited through them.
Through them.
And when I went last year, and a lot of people come, they go, and they talk to congressional constituents about matters of the heart, asthma, and different things. And last year, I spoke about my biggest thing I spoke about last year was when Tony started school.
Okay.
And we started school. I went to 3 elementary schools, and they all declined him because I had to have a nebulizer in school. And they were like, "We can't take that machine here. We don't know what to do with that. We can't be responsible." 3 elementary schools said no.
Oh my goodness.
I had to pay for private school for them to go to school. And the private school, they were more than willing, which is sad. Not sad, but it was good for me.
Yeah.
But the public school were not even willing to, I can show you how to do it. No, no.
They didn't want any parts of
No
it.
parts of it.
Wow.
So-
this is so devastating.
Yep. So I talked about that on Capitol Hill.
Okay.
How important it is for the school systems to understand.
Yes.
This is a chronic disease.
Mm-hmm. And it's not the children's fault. It's not the parents'
No.
fault.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But they still need an education.
They need
And they need to
education.
be in an environment where they can, be
They
taken
need-
care of
yes,
in
they-
the
they
event of
need-
an attack.
Exactly.
So you were on Capitol
Exactly.
Hill speaking.
I was
And you
on
said you've
Capitol
done it
Hill
how many
speaking.
years for?
This is my 4th year coming up.
4th year? So is this consecutive every year? Or-
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And they have asked you to come back?
Come back.
Oh my goodness.
And come
Thank
back.
you.
Yeah. Yeah. And actually, if people are interested, they can
Mhm.
go to the Allergy Asthma Network.com.
Mhm.
And they can sign up to go if they want to go. They have to pay, it's in,
Yeah.
it's in D.C., of course.
Yeah. Mhm.
And the hotel fare, it's a one-day event.
Yeah.
And you go there and you have dinner, you have breakfast, and the constituents, the congressional people are very, very nice. They are welcoming to their offices. They take pictures. They just listen to your request.
And they listen.
They listen.
So what was
Listen.
their response to solutions for that with the public school. And before you answer that, I do need to let our listeners know that we are watching Beauty in the D, where we focus on power, wealth, and style, hosted by yours truly, Stephanie Coney. We are live streaming on Facebook and YouTube and other top social media platforms. So please like, follow, subscribe, and share. And also, thank you for watching WJZZ TV, the coolest TV station in the world. We are here today with Miss Leonis Quinn, who is the founder of Breathe Anthony J. Chapman Asthma Foundation. If you have any questions or concerns that you would like to address to Miss Quinn, you can call us right now at 313-355-6018. Whoever that was calling earlier in the middle of her introduction, you can feel free to call back, and I'm sure she has no problem with answering any of these questions. So what was their thoughts or opinions, concerns on this situation in the public school without him being able to have the nebulizer?
These were their thoughts. I went to 3 congressional people, and I talked about the same thing. And one in particular was very concerned about, but he did say, he took a lot of notes, which was very impressive to me. He wrote things down. He was just not listening. He wrote stuff down. So he said, this is very important to me and to kids.
Yes.
So he said he would talk to his other constituents about our issues, what we're talking about, and see what can be done. So that's a bill that needs to be passed.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes,
it will help save
passed.
lives.
Absolutely. So things take time, over time, to happen. Debbie Dingo, who is a congressional senator, yes, she is a big advocate for asthma. And she comes on there every year, and she talks about asthma. She comes in live, talks about asthma. So it's so cool to have her do things like that. So we do have people that do listen in our congressional space. They do listen, but I know things take time to pass laws like that.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
At least there is a law to be passed. These people are listening to what we have to say. So, yeah.
See, that's why I love this country. Okay. Now, nowhere is perfect. Okay. Nowhere is perfect on earth. Okay. But we do live in a country where we are able to voice our concerns and have and voice them in front of people who have the power of the pen to put some of these things into bills, laws, practice, and to listen. And vote. Yes. Okay. So we can say whatever we want about, America, because we as African Americans, we suffer the worst in this country with discrimination and just being underserved all around. But at the end of the day, we do still have an opportunity to let our voices be heard. And you are an example of that. And thank you for turning your pain into a passion, into a whole movement. And I love it. And I just applaud you on that.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
and again,
that.
when I met you at the Sheffield Center, it was something about you that just, your passion just spoke to me.
Thank you.
And I was like, I gotta follow up with this woman. Being a mother, it really touched me.
Thank you.
And again, I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you so much.
Goodness. But you're doing the right thing. It's like you still get to honor him every time you step on this platform, Capitol Hill, or any platform. It's still a way of, and I'm sure he's looking down, just saying, that's my mama.
That is my prayer before I do anything. I always say, Tony, was that good? Did I do good for you? Was this enough for today? And so I still have to communicate with him like that. It motivates me. Keeps me going to know. And I know he hears, and I know he lives within inside of me. And I know what I'm doing. It makes him happy. So that's why
I just resonate with that, and even right now with you having his name on a T-shirt, and I say that because I only have one child, and I would do anything for it, live for it, die for it, and everything else. Okay, so much so that I named the company after my daughter. She's London. Wow. Okay, so it's a play on words for Lloyd's of London, because Lloyd's of London was the first insurance company, but also London. That's my heart. That's my everything. Everything. Look, even my pens. Everything is London with the butterfly. I mean, this is
that's me too.
you know. So
Yeah.
I represent real hard for my baby.
Yes.
And I do anything for her. I'm doing this show for her. Everything is powered by London.
Yes.
Okay. So I just feel your passion. I just couldn't imagine. I'm telling you, my heart is with you.
Thank
And
you.
we'll do some things in the future. How the London consulting firm can work with Breathe.
Yes.
Yes. And volunteer, because I'm about that life. I'm about being present in the community and talking about things that we need to talk about in our community. Like I said, you even talking about the pillowcases, okay? And that enlightened me. That educated me. I had no idea. So, I'll find something, take it and run with it, like this segment of the show, and help out.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
That's so good to hear. When you hear people in your corner and is touched by what you've been through, it's a big wow. It's a big wow. This is so great. And people to see your heart.
Yes, to see your heart.
To see your heart.
Yeah. And feel your passion.
Feel it. Yeah.
So I'm sure that, so when you spoke to, on Capitol Hill to the members of Congress, were they all present or just a few? Like, I'm just trying to get a visual of how that is.
Yes. The 3 that I had were all present.
Wow.
They were all present.
Okay.
And most of the time when we do the Capitol Hill, actually on Capitol Hill, I think it's when the sessions are down. So that says a whole lot with these people to be
And they're showing up. Yeah. They ain't even
up.
getting, that's not even a payday for them. They overtime. They just,
Very cordial.
So they have a passion. Yeah.
Come into our office. Come and sit down. What can we get you?
Okay.
It's like that. And it's so comforting to know. I mean, we see on TV bickering, whatever they may be doing behind closed doors. But when you go there.
Yeah, lately we're seeing a lot of bickering.
It's so calm. Calm, collected, sitting there eye to eye, talking to you.
Yeah.
And listening, like I said. But what got me was this guy started taking notes, and I'm
like, because it made you feel like, somebody is listening.
Somebody listening.
Which means someone cares.
Yes.
Which means something may be done.
Something
getting
may be
done.
Absolutely.
So you're a registered nurse.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. What field of nursing is your niche? Do you specialize in?
I specialize in critical care.
Okay.
I've been a critical care nurse for probably 20 years, probably. I was at Henry Ford Hospital for 7. I'm at the Veterans Hospital downtown. I've been there since 2002 or 3 or 4 or something. And I love nursing.
You have a heart for helping, and you at the veterans, so I'm sure that you get to help a lot, inspire people. And the way you speak, too. You speak so passionately and just, I'm sure you get to help a lot of people. What is critical care? Explain to us, what is that exactly?
Critical care is when people are the sickest. They come to us at the height of their illness. It could be ventilators, life support systems. We've had that on our unit. Everybody's monitored, heart monitored, blood pressure monitored every hour. In our unit, we have 12 beds where we sit. It's like an L. We can see every patient from every room. We have monitors, so they're at the critical moment where they need close monitoring. That's what I do.
So you're very busy. You're not one of those nurses that's sitting there saying, okay, what are we doing for lunch?
No. Most times we don't get lunch. Most times we don't get lunch. Or I have lunch at my table, at my little desk area. Because it's like, I'll just sit here and eat. And we're okay with it. All of us okay. The night shift
it takes a special type of person. First of all, to not bring that home and be like depressed. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of those types of people that I kind of take on other people's stuff. Like I can feel it or whatever. So I'm assuming in this type of field, you got to figure out how to,
You have to figure it out, but sometimes it doesn't work. I bring stuff home. I cry on the way home for patients, and I have prayer with people at the bedside. Can you pray with me?
Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So a lot of people, when they're in that condition, critical care, they're not making it out. Is that safe to say?
A lot of it, they don't make it out.
But some do.
Some do.
Okay.
Some do.
Mm-hmm.
And when they make it out, they go to a step down unit, which is a little less than critical care. Then they go to a regular floor. Then they probably go home. But yes, it's a process.
But they're not just coming up out of there going home.
Not too
It's a
much.
process.
It's a process. It's a process. And the veterans are special people to me. I've been there like 20 years probably.
Mm-hmm.
And they're very special to me. They're a group of people that fought for our
They've
country.
served the country,
They
first
served
of
our
all.
country, yeah.
Mhm.
And so I told them, you serve me and I'll serve you.
Okay.
That's what I say.
I like that.
I say that, you know. They have their own special problems also.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, I love being a nurse and I do bring stuff home. Sometimes you just got to shake it off because you'll carry it and you'll
To
carry
the next
it.
patient.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. So let's talk about the future of Breathe.
Yes.
What's next?
Stephanie, my ultimate goal for Breathe is have a free clinic in Tony's name. That is the goal.
Oh my goodness. So you're going to do a whole lot of galas and
A
fundraising.
whole bunch of stuff.
Are there any grants out there for you?
There are. I have a person that's working with me.
Mhm.
Anita is my godsend. Anita
Okay.
Blackman. I know you. If she's watching this, Anita Blackman,
Hey,
you
Anita
rock.
Blackman.
You rock, girl.
Shout out.
Yes, shout out to Anita Blackman and Darius. I have to say Darius, that's her husband, because they kind
Okay.
of like they always together.
So
Yeah.
what do they do? They're helping you
So
with
helping me
raising
with the grant,
funds? Okay.
grant writing. She does grant
okay.
writing, and she's helping me, find monies for people to help us. And I know it's a tall glass to fill, but I feel like I can do it. I feel like we can do it. I feel like that.
How far away do you think you are from setting up this free clinic? And will this free clinic specifically focus on asthma or just asthma?
Just asthma.
Okay, how close are we to that
Asthma for kids.
for kids?
For kids.
Gotcha.
And I don't know. That's the honest answer.
Okay.
I wish it was soon. I wish it would be
Well,
soon.
when did you come to the realization to say, hey, this is going to be the end goal, that I want to have a free clinic? Because you went from, I want to do something to honor Tony,
Yeah.
to co-worker / girl, hey
Yeah.
girl, who
Yeah.
gave you the idea of having this nonprofit, to giving fundraisers and donating these items to people.
Yeah.
When did the idea hit you to say, you know what, I want to go from just donating and speaking on Capitol Hill to having a free clinic?
The free clinic probably came about pretty quickly. We had our first meeting in October 2019. It was a few friends, of course my son, and a couple of other family members, and we talked about that. What is this going to look like? Even though I had no idea how to run a foundation, I am like a fish out of I have
Well,
no
God
idea
sent
what
you
I'm
all
doing.
the right people and resources, I'm sure. Why don't you give a shout out to your youngest son, too?
Yes, to Andre, my heart, he is everything to me. Anybody that knows me knows my kids are the most important thing to me. Andre has a little girl, Amari. She's 5. Tony has a son. He's 18. TJ
Oh, Tony has a son. Okay.
TJ, and TJ comes to stay with me sometimes, and he's a teenager now, and he's doing his own thing, but I look at him, and it's just Tony.
Oh, I love Ricky.
It's just Tony.
I know you just pouring into him.
Yeah. So yeah, but my son is like you said, for your London. It's Andre for me, and I pour into him. You do whatever you can for your kids. You go,
Yes.
I don't never say I'm not doing that.
Mm-mm.
I never
I'm gonna
say
find a way
that.
to do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you need? I'll do that for you. And even though he's a grown man,
You still
it
not
doesn't
matter.
matter. It does not matter.
Yes.
It does not matter. If you're a mom, and I know what it's like to lose a child, and when that happened, our relationship just took another step higher.
Yeah. I can
Because
imagine.
because it's like you're it. You're all I have. You're it. You're it for me.
Yes.
You saved me. Basically, I never told him that. He saved me. Because
Well, you telling them now.
yes, because really, I tried to kill myself. I was suicidal.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. This story this story has got so many layers.
I'm getting
yes.
emotional
Yeah.
just talking about it, hearing about it, because I know how much I love her. I'm telling you, I
Yes.
would do anything for that little girl, okay?
Yes.
And I just can't imagine. I wouldn't want to live if
No.
something happened to my baby. Period.
And you don't.
Mm-mm.
You don't.
I wouldn't.
You don't.
I wouldn't know
And
how to.
You don't.
I
Your
wouldn't know
life
how
is
to.
it becomes different. I'm not the same person. I'm a different person. I'm
Yeah.
different. My future is different. When I look at life differently,
I'm sure.
because now this person that God gave to me, He took back. You
Yeah.
know, and I thank God I raised my kids to love Jesus.
Amen.
And I know He did. So,
And that's what's giving you the strength
Mhm.
to keep you going.
Yeah.
So that lets you know you got a whole lot more work to do, Miss
It's
Quinn.
a lot of work.
So I want to get back to this free clinic real quick.
Yeah,
And like
yeah.
you told me, you said
Mhm.
an hour is a long time. Sweetheart, we only have 5 minutes left.
This is so great.
So I want to talk about this clinic real
Okay.
quick. What would that look like, and how would it be funded? How could I'm saying we like I'm a part of
Yeah, you were
it.
part of it, Stephanie.
But how can we get people, because you're going to need staff and
Mhm.
equipment, a
Mhm.
building,
Mhm.
salaries,
Yeah.
benefits,
Yeah.
beds,
Yes.
what exactly, how does I don't know anyone who's ever funded a clinic
Yeah.
before. Because I see what the Sheffield Center does. And
Yes.
That's not really exactly a clinic,
Mm-mm.
but I love them because you can go there.
I love
They
them.
help getting helping us African Americans
Mhm.
get our blood pressure
Mhm.
under control.
Yeah.
Things I just started a profile with them myself, and
Mhm.
every time you go, they track it and keep it for you.
Mhm.
So, but that's like a periodic thing.
Yeah.
It's not, and I'm sure that costs just
Mhm.
having those nurses on staff, and
Mhm.
so a free clinic.
Free clinic.
And then the location, what does that look like? Is that going to be in the inner city? Is that going to be on the
Mhm.
outskirts?
Mhm.
What?
Absolutely, inner city, Detroit.
Okay.
It will be in Detroit because Detroit has the highest. Detroit is the worst city in Michigan for asthma. We have the highest rate of asthma, and African Americans, Black, we have the highest.
Mm-hmm.
We have the highest rate of deaths. We have the highest rate of hospitalizations. It's all us. We access to care highest. Everything is highest for us. So my passion runs deep for our city. And we need it. We need it here. But I have a lot of nursing friends. I got nurse practitioner friends who've already volunteered their time. When your clinic start up,
Wow.
we're there. We're there.
So you have people committed.
Committed. My friend Tammy, she's on the board of directors. Tammy's son, I met Tammy in nursing school.
Okay.
Committed. You know what I mean? So my friend Tishanta, all these are nurse practitioners that can practice on their own, on their own. Of course, we would need a physician. We need absolutely pulmonologist, allergist. But I just believe with my whole heart that God would send it.
Mm-hmm. He will.
I believe
just like
it.
He sent you this foundation from coworker,
Yes.
aka girl. So
Exactly.
give our listeners and our audience again, please, the website
Yes.
that they can go to, just in
Mhm.
case they missed it or they're just now tuning in.
Yep. Our website is Breathe, the ajcfoundation.org. You can go there and you will see the board of directors. You will find out how you can volunteer. You will see what we've been doing in the community. You will see what the gala last year. There's videos that show the gala. It was so good. Every year it gets better. And this year it would be better than it was last year.
I'm coming.
I thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I hope whoever is listening will support us, support our efforts, and support the families that aren't able to buy the things that we give away. This is why we have the fundraising.
Amen.
To keep everything going. So, in the meantime of the clinic, this is what I'll be doing.
Okay.
That's what I'll be doing.
In the meantime.
I'll be serving.
And real quick,
Serving.
because we literally have 2 minutes
Okay.
left. What other types of fundraisers do you guys have other than the gala?
In May's Asthma Awareness Month, and my
Okay.
son loved bowling. We're having bowling May.
Is it on the website?
Yes.
Okay, okay, they can go to the website.
Yes.
So it's a bowling fundraiser.
It's a bowling
event?
fundraiser. It's at
Where?
Thunderbolt Lanes.
Okay, I haven't been here in years.
Yes, and you have your own special place to have your fundraising, and it's a lot of fun.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun. You come, you have pizza. It's $25 for the tickets.
Okay.
You bowl for the 2 hours. However many games you can bowl in 2 hours. It's 2 hours. You get pizza. You get your drink.
Okay.
We have a raffle there, and it's a lot of fun. And Tony loved bowling.
Okay.
So that's why we do the bowling fundraiser.
So is there anything, we are down to 1 minute.
Yes.
Is there anything else that you want our listeners and audience to know about you and or Tony before we get out of here? And before you answer that, I just want to thank you so much.
Thank you.
For being here today.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me. This is so much fun. I'm so nervous, but
I told you not to be.
Yes. So I think the takeaway for me is to know Tony, and hopefully I represent him well in what I do and the things I do for the community, because he was just a giver and just a great, all-around great person. So if you see me talking about Tony, it's because he lives within me, and this is who I am these days.
And we're going to help keep him and his legacy alive.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Detroit, for tuning in to Beauty in the D, where we focus on power, wealth, and style, hosted by yours truly, Stephanie Coney. You can visit us every Saturday from 1 to 2 on Wjzz Cool TV.